Hello all you colorful creators. Let's create this Thanksgiving turkey nature craft. First thing you need to do, gather some leaves. I highly recommend pressing them with some heavy books overnight or at least for a few hours if you're able. Next you're going to need some blue construction paper and a light green sheet of construction paper as well as a darker green sheet of construction paper. We're going to layer these sheets of construction paper to create a layered landscape look. Use your glue now to create a nice layer of glue on the back side of that green construction paper. If you don't have a glue stick, you can certainly use school glue though. Stick it right onto that blue construction paper, lining up the edges as best as possible, and then smooth it all out. Now grab your other color of green construction paper, give it a nice little tear along the long edge, making sure that you have one edge that's really nice and straight still. And repeat that same process. Cover it all with glue on the back. Line up those edges again and then give it a good press down. Rub it all over to make sure it's nice and secure. If you have any loose edges, you can certainly add a little bit more glue and press that section down. Alright, now it's time to incorporate those leaves. I searched through my leaves and found a couple that I thought looked like some turkey body parts. This big green leaf I thought looked like a nice big section of the tail feathers for my turkey. But perhaps you're going to use a red leaf or a brown leaf or maybe an orange leaf. It's totally up to you, whatever you feel like looks like a turkey. Using our glue again, we're going to glue all along the back side. You definitely want to make sure to get plenty of glue for these leaves because they're not as flat as a piece of paper. You want to make sure to get glue within those grooves so that they stick nicely to our page. Again, make sure to press it down really good. Repeat that same process for your body portion of your turkey. The reason why we glued down the tail first is because that would be the part of the turkey's body that's the farthest away from us. So we're working from the back to the front. Now I've got some little bitty red leaves and I'm kind of ripping them up a little bit and gonna use these for the comb of the turkey, the red comb of the turkey, as well as its red beard. I think it's so funny that turkeys have beards. They're definitely not a traditional beard though. I'm just placing them for right now just to kind of get an idea before I go ahead and glue them down. But first, I think it'd be cool to really define the shape of my turkey's head a little bit more using my scissors. So I'm just trimming to make a beak shape and shape that head a little bit more. You definitely can skip this step if you are satisfied with the shape of the leaf that you're able to use for your turkey's head, or if you just can imagine the shape on its own. Once you're happy with the shape of your turkey's head, repeat the process of gluing it down. Now, if your leaves have some curling happening to them, it's a little bit harder to get them to stick well to the page. So I had to go back and press down my leaves quite a few times. That's okay. Once you get all of your pieces of your turkey glued down, I'd highly recommend setting some books on top of your entire project just to make sure everything is nice and flattened and secured to your page. I tore off these little sections of red leaves to use for the cute little feet of my turkey. I thought they kind of looked like little shoes on my turkey, and I found that super adorable. Now I'm using these smaller golden leaves for some extra feathers for my turkey's tail. I'm curious what sort of leaves you were able to find for your turkey craft. If you want a leaf identification chart to take on your nature walks so that you know what sort of leaves you're picking out, then check the link in the description below. Make sure to give everything a really good press down. And now I'm going to add some plain leaves that are going to act as trees in this turkey scene. Again, a nice good layer of glue and a really good press down. Now I'm using a permanent marker, but if you don't have a permanent marker, you could definitely use a washable marker. And I'm adding some details to my turkey to define the beak, the eyes, and some feathered details on the tail feathers as well as the chest of my turkey. Again, this is a step that you definitely could skip if you don't want to do it or if you like your craft the way it is. I just thought that it would be fun to add a little bit more detail. Now on the chest of my turkey, I'm just adding some little squiggles, kind of like the letter M, over and over again just to create some feather texture. And we have to connect those legs to our body, right? Now that our turkey is complete, I'm going to add some clouds to my sky. I felt like it was a lot of blue, so I'm going to break it up a little bit by adding some clouds. I'm using a paint stick for this part of the process, but if you don't have that, you can certainly use a crayon or maybe a marker might work as well. I definitely love these paint sticks though, so if you've never used them, check them out. There will be a link to those in the description below. Again, I'm using some more paint sticks, just in some different colors, to add some texture within my grass sections. Once I've added in all my details, then I am done. If you're still working though, keep going. If you're not as far along as me, that's okay. Thanks so much for creating with us though. I hope you had a blast. Subscribe to our channel for more ways to live a colorful life.